But Uno Minda in the spotlight, so let's put the focus there, talk a little bit more about their expanded offerings in the PV space, the fact that they're riding the EV wave as well. Sunil Bohra is the ED and Group CFO now joining us on the show. Thanks so much for taking time out. To begin with, Sunil, let's talk about the new plant that you're making, because it's an entry clearly into the seat recliners for four-wheelers and the passenger vehicle space. What about the new products that you will start manufacturing there? What is the revenue potential that you foresee?
Good morning. So the new plant which we have just commissioned in Gujarat, it is for mechanism for the recliner. It's not even the full recliner. So when we have made a JV with Tachi S, which is the global major in the seating, PV seating, our endeavor was that we move a stepwise into our seating business. We already are present in seating business through Harita Seating, which we acquired 2 years back. We are already in two-wheeler seating, CV seating, off-road seating, but we are not in a big way in a PV seating. So that was the background for the joint venture with Tachi S. So in the first phase, we are just manufacturing the mechanisms for the recliners, and the second phase, obviously, we intend to do the full recliners, and as we move forward, the full PV seating. So as of now, this is a very small component. I would say it's a foot in the door in the PV seating segment.
Sunil, how big can this business, how meaningful can this business likely to become for you, say in 2 to 3 years' time?
Ajay, this business actually has a huge potential. As we see today, the PV seating business is somewhere overall between 8,000 to 10,000 crore of the potential in the country. As of now, what we are doing, this small mechanism, is just 30-40 crore of revenue potential in next 2 years. But what it does, it puts us into that platform where we can make a big entry into the large segment which you just spoke about. So while we were constrained in terms of our offering as of now for a PV seating, this definitely can become a huge revenue growth forward. Definitely 2 years is a very short time frame, because once you get a business from a customer, it takes at least 2 to 3 years to get into SOP. So in 2 to 3 years, definitely we don't expect it to be very, very meaningful compared to our size, but maybe in 2 to 3 years, we do expect to get some more business so that we can actually put on our acceleration to expand our facility in Gujarat.
I just wanted to, understand a little more of this. I mean, we are all observing that how more scientific and technologically advanced seating, in an overall vehicle is actually becoming. There are
Right.
kind of, air ducts into in a seat now. There is much more, reclining capability of a seat, and plus electronics, adjustments, all of that. So does it also have, because it appears to be a complex, piece of machinery, it doesn't seem very, very simple. Are the margins also higher if you are into the entire value chain of seating machinery?
Margins, I would say it's a little premature for me to speak about, Ajayji, honestly, because we are in a competitive world, right? And while you would endeavor to improve your margins by providing better technology, better spec, but we are conscious of our competitive forces, and our current visibility is we should be able to maintain our current margin profile given the competition which is there in the country already, and there are a lot of players who are looking to expand their offerings. But yes, you are right that the seatings are becoming a lot more complex. We already have suspended seats for our CV offering, which the kit value goes almost like 15,000 to 20,000 rupees a seat. That's the kind of offering we already have, and we are already sort of have business and are exporting as well. In coming to PV, yes, there are a lot of features which are coming in, maybe a seat ventilation module, maybe there are multiple features in the seating, etc. We are already having some business on the heat and cool seat, because in the Indian environment, the two-wheeler seat specifically, where it's exposed to open air, people would like if there can be a mechanism where it can bring down the temperature in summer or improve the heating in winter, right? So we are working on some of those features as well. So there are a lot of technology upgradation which is happening in the seating as we move forward, and some of these products we are already there, either in production or we will gradually get into production soon.
Okay, fair enough. And let's also understand the two new EV plants that have been commissioned. What kind of order inflow is it that you're expecting? What kind of ramp up are you looking at, and kind of revenue potential here?
Yeah. So in terms of the revenue potential, let me take a step back. So we all know about the FAME subsidy getting impacted in somewhere in June. So Q2, the industry volumes have been somewhere around, for two-wheelers specifically, around 60,000 vehicles per month on an average, which has already moved to, like in October, it was 74,000 two-wheelers, and in November, it was roughly like 90,000 two-wheelers. So our belief of the long-term growth of the two-wheeler EV segment continues, and it actually has demonstrated that the impact of the FAME subsidy reduction was definitely a short blip, and we move back to the growth momentum. As we move towards our entire EV roadmap going forward, and you asked what is the potential. So we already have order book of almost like 3,000 crores per year of peak annual value, which somewhere we endeavor to realize in between FY 26-27. And this includes both our EV specific components also, and our existing products also, like your seating or switching or a lamp or a alloy wheel, etc. So we are very, very bullish and aggressively working on our EV portfolio and working to capitalize the large part of the growth potential which is available.
Acha, one more thing. The other thing is that there's a new, there's a company, of course, I'm sure it would be your client as well. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming Ola Electric, which is lining up for IPO as well. But at the same time, we are also seeing that other two-wheeler companies are rapidly upping their own game as far as EVs are concerned. The numbers speak for themselves. When you talk to some of your clients, what is your outlook on growth front? You see good demand traction on ground, because you must be getting a early demand once the vehicles are kind of assembled much later, few weeks or months later. What kind of interactions are you having with your clients who are aggressively upping their game in EV two-wheelers in particular?
So Ajay ji, you are 100% right. Almost all the players in the country, be it, and specifically I'm talking of the existing players who are also in the ICE segment, they are working very, very aggressively in the EV space, and I'm sure you will see multiple launches from them in the next fiscal. Won't be fair for me to name anybody, but we are working with almost all of them for one component or the other. People are working in terms of the fresh EV launches, the conversion from IC to EV, and I'm sure in next financial year there will be multiple launches, and people who have, or the companies who have not been so far launching, they also are working very, very aggressively to catch the EV boom and ride on it as we move forward.
Okay, fair enough. And what about your Capex plans lined up, some acquisition plans? Are you looking to raise any money via the NCD route to fund your acquisitions?
So honestly, we have been working in terms of our Capex plan. When we started the year, our endeavor was to spend something around 700 odd crores of Capex, but the board has also approved two major expansions, one major expansion this year, and another was we are working to build our sort of future land where we can grow our business as we move forward, because we have experienced in past that while there is a business, there is an opportunity, acquiring land has always been a challenge which had delayed some of the projects. So we are building some of the land bank. So we are expecting to build a land bank in each of the auto region. We have already bought around 86 acres of land in Pune, in Maharashtra. We are working to acquire land in Gujarat, in Haryana, and also in Tamil Nadu. So overall, in addition to 700 to 800 crore of capex, we might be spending somewhere around 500 to 600 crores on the land only, which may be in next 6 to 9 months, because we are primarily talking to the government for the land acquisition, and you know that that process takes time. We have been working on that for quite some time now, but hopefully in next few quarters we should be able to get that land. And one of the project which we have already approved, the board has approved that expansion of four-wheeler alloy wheel plant with an investment of almost 600 crores in the last board meeting in November. For that also we are looking for a land, and that will be part of this land investment amount which I just spoke about.
All right, good to have you on board. Thank you for taking time out and joining in. That's the view coming in from the management of Uno Minda as of now.